Kath said, is it okay that we are watching the last season of the USA? Yes, Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States. And if you're just hearing that from us, you really need to get out more.
Oh, you could do Donald Stump.
Yeah, do you know what? Next week, when we say our guests are Dara O'Brien and Donald Stump.
Yes, like a dormant case of herpes you hoped was gone forever, the tangerine tyrant is back. Trump has won, at this point, 301 electoral college votes, as opposed to Kamala Harris's 226, which is virtually the same, by the way, as the last election in reverse. He also won the popular vote, while Republicans now control the Senate and possibly the House, proving that America will vote for an adjudicated rapist if he promises to make their petrol cheaper. Lads, how are we feeling?
I mean, I kind of watched a lot of the footage from the US this week and kind of saw, you know, a lot of the way Donald Trump carried himself. And the one big thing I thought is, I think his face has got brighter. I think he's genuinely now so bright, I was surprised that moths didn't fly into it.
I think it's depressing. I think it's kind of sad. I think it's worrying. I think it isn't surprising.
Yeah.
Like, it's felt like that's the way it's headed for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
I think if, you know, you learn anything from history, it's that when you've got, like, people who feel poor and disenfranchised, often they go towards a far-right kind of populist leader.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of really the overarching narrative of it. I think it's weird seeing a politician who you thought wasn't going to come back, and I just hope that in 4 years we're not talking about Liz Truss being Prime Minister.
There's an incredible thing that I was always under the impression that getting a criminal conviction stopped you getting a job. But for him, there's a matter... Genuinely, I read this week. So he's allowed to serve as the President of the United States.
Yeah.
But in the state of Florida, legally, he's not allowed to serve drinks. So he can't serve drinks at Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
So he's allowed the nuclear codes, but can't pour a pint of Madry.
So why did people vote for Trump? Well, I think we can safely say that for some people, racism and misogyny definitely played a part. But the number one concern given by Trump voters was apparently the economy. In fact, one question Donald Trump kept asking at his rallies was, are you better off than you were 2 years ago? Now, the answer for most people was no. Now, it didn't matter that it was because of a number of things that have affected the entire world, or that the US economy is actually in great shape. Trump blamed Biden and said he'd fix it. Although maybe when he comes to the UK, he shouldn't use the phrase, Trump will fix it.
I think Kamala Harris was hoping for more women to get out and vote.
Yeah.
And I think probably one of the only women that did was Melania.
Trump apparently used an old phrase as inspiration for his campaign, which was, a crook always beats a fool. But where did the Democrats go wrong?
They got less votes. I'll be honest, Hilsey, when I said it, I wasn't anticipating the round of applause.
OK, shall I just move on?
I think I've drawn a line under that topic. I think we can all agree.
I don't think we've got any more political analysts.
Some politicians have now been forced to backtrack on their previous opinions of Donald Trump, but the prize for the full 180 goes to Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who wrote in 2018, Trump is not only a woman-hating, neo-Nazi sympathising sociopath, he's also a profound threat to the international order. On Wednesday, he said, the UK has no greater friend than the US. A special relationship being cherished on both sides of the Atlantic for more than 80 years.
You know when they say you get more right-wing as you get older?
Yeah.
David Lammy's 6 years, he has gone very right-wing.
It's kind of like when your best friend gets back together with their ex that you've been bad-mouthing for the last 4 years. It's like we're all going, oh, you got back with him. Hey, you got engaged. Oh, my God, a baby? That's awesome. Wasn't he convicted of rape? Oh, no, that's right, it was a civil court. You're right, that's so much better. I'm so happy for you. Look, we don't know what the next 4 years are going to hold, but what we do know is that a man who was described by his former chief of staff as meeting the definition of a fascist now has control of all the levers of power in America. Over the next 4 years, you're going to hear a lot of bullshit, and it's our job to wade through it. And we're going to do this. We're going to put on our hazmat suits, strap on some wellies, put some elastic at the top of those wellies so the shit doesn't seep in, and step by step, we will walk you through the interminable ocean of faeces that's coming our way. We're here for you, Britain, from a tiny nugget of untruth all the way up to...
a turd the size of Disneyland Paris.